I am dying. That podcast title just came to me. So, welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Success Codes podcast, episode 51. Yay! Considering I started this podcast over in January, it's really cool to hit episode 51. The majority of podcasters don't continue. It's actually quite amazing. And on that note, I know that because I've looked to be a podcast guest before and looked at people's podcasts and noticed that they quit. So welcome. My name's Melinda Van Fleet. Welcome to this episode of the Success Codes podcast. And again, speaking of podcast guesting, I hope that you have listened to my prior episodes, the last two episodes, one with Kiri Knutson, who is a storytelling expert and coach, and definitely connect with her if you're interested in working with her. And then my last podcast episode was with the incredible Astrid Zayas, and she is an image consultant, speaker, and just an overall really creative person. So super fun to follow and connect with her as well. So this week, I want to talk about manifesting the fuck out of 2024 and beyond. And I did my newsletter yesterday. They come out at the end of the week, normally Thursday or Friday, just depending on my schedule. So if you are not on my email list, if you are wanting to be on my email list, because my emails are amazing, sign up by going to my website, homepage, bottom left-hand corner. You can just sign up. It's super easy. And I think you'll get 5 business tips from that segment of my website. And if you don't, I apologize. I'll manually send it. We had some issues with MailChimp when we redesigned my website, but I think we're good. So yeah, 2024 is coming, people. It is coming. And I started to actually have some heart palpitations because I was like, am I excited that 2023 is almost over? Or am I wishing 2023 was longer? And then I had to check myself. I'm like, hello, stop being so human. Stop being so 3D. The universe does not know time, Melinda. And I had to have like a little like momentary like, what? But it was kind of fun because it really helped me get grounded to everything I have accomplished this year. And that is my message for you today. Like, stop and take a second and think about, what have I done this year? And this can go into buckets of even how you've changed groups or met new people, all these things, right? Because often we just think of success as like dollars, as money, and it's so much more than that. It's so much more than that. Success is actually the journey and how you have shown up in the journey and what you've taken from the journey, whether it's a lesson in, let's say, a positive light, or a lesson of like, oh shoot, that wasn't so great, but I learned from it and now I know more. I'm glad I tried it. I have something to teach someone else. So many things go into the word success. So when I see people use the word success online, sometimes I scratch my head because I'm like, oh, that's just such a narrow lens. And granted, posts are posts. I totally get that. But I'm always hopeful that people really think of their success from a more holistic point of view and really, drill down to that. All right, I am interrupting my podcast for this groundbreaking announcement that literally just came to me in my hammock when I was sitting reading a book about something else that Ryan and I are going to be launching together. And I was like, I need to do this now. And this is what it is. So I hope you're ready. I'm super excited, and I'm starting this immediately. And it is going to be a next level women's business group. It is going to meet twice a month on Zoom, and it's going to be mastermind / coaching Q&A sessions. So I have been in enough groups to see what works, what doesn't work. So I'm taking the things that I have seen that worked and have been truly transformational and putting that in these 1 hour, and if it goes an hour and a half, I'm fine with that, Zoom calls that will be recorded. And the extra special bonus of this group is that there's also going to be a separate Ahai general session. So there are 3 opportunities a month to jump on Zoom and be part of a networking, mastermind, coaching group for any woman who is into up-leveling her business, starting a business, pivoting a business, or even like you want to and you just haven't yet. So we're going to start at this place. And as this group grows, I may break it off into different sections based on where you are in your business, but I'm going to start here and go from there. So I'm super excited. And in the future, I might even do a group that is men and women. So I'm just going to start at this place. So if you are someone that feels like, hey, I would love to be in one of these types of groups with you, and you are a male, just shoot me an email and I'll start a list. I can start it sooner than later. I'm just literally, this just came to me laying in the hammock. And if you know me, I roll with my intuition. I take action. I don't wait. If the idea comes to me, I'm going to roll with it. So it is going to be $111 for the whole month, month to month. I truly believe that people should make a commitment in joining groups. However, I don't want to do that to people because sometimes I've made a commitment myself and been like, this isn't a good fit. So it will be a month-to-month thing. And I'll probably put together a 6-month and a yearly buy-in. So with a discount, why not? This is super fun. I'm doing this all on the fly. So, but I have to tell you that when I redid my website, I did put a section on the work together about starting a group in November. So I think I just got the kick in the ass when I was in the hammock of like, okay, girl, you need to walk the walk. So here we go. So check out all the things, show notes. I'm going to put together links. And I'll be posting about this and sharing about this. And I really hope that you decide to join me. All right, back to the podcast. On that note, it's then really important to think about your next steps. Like, what are you going to do? What actions are you going to take? And how are you going to get there? And what I find consistently, especially right now, because the energies are so thick and moving so quickly, is that a lot of people get overwhelmed or are comfortable, and then they just kind of stay stuck. They stay. Now, granted, as I see lots of Facebook memes out there, no one's really ever stuck. Yes, correct. No one's really ever stuck. But you can ascend faster or not, really. You can sit and watch TV all day and you're not really going to be working on your business, or you can do some things. You can, figure out how to get a better marketing strategy. You can make some phone calls to people, network, hire somebody, a coach, or some other type of business partner, let's say, develop some new relationships, and you can be moving. You can be moving forward versus just doing the same old thing that you've been doing every single day and nothing's really changing. And Ryan and I, we personally know this, years ago when I really looked at, what was going on in the sport fishing world, and was like, we need to look at this. We need to look at what this does to your body. We need to look at the people and how their energy is, and how their energy is shifting with their expectations, and how they're treating captains, which is horrible. We need to look at expenses. To run a charter boat business is extremely expensive. It's mind-boggling. And if you're a really, really good captain, and you'll know this in general, quality things are expensive. So they just are. It's not nothing about money mindset. It's just a fact. So good line for the fishing rods and reels is expensive, right? So I started like really calling this out years ago. So shifting more into coaching, is something that takes time. Takes time. Even though the universe doesn't know time, it takes time. So we try not to worry about it, right? But if you're someone that has, bigger dreams than what you're doing, you have to start the process now, because it doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It's building a foundation. And sometimes that foundation is actually your energy system, your belief system, what's going on. Like, you have to go first. You go first with your belief system, and then the universe follows. That's how it works. And I was thinking about something in terms of this example of something I'm working on behind the scenes and I'm having success with. And I think about the energetic state. I was doing like this deep dive, and this is something no one talks about, and it's all stuff that just comes to me. And I was thinking about the energetic state, and I was connecting the dots on something I read, and I was like, wow, people have no clue how this really works. Like, they really don't. Everything out there is just so surface level. It's just amazing. Very basic. I mean, I've always talked about basic content, and always, known that my brand, which I haven't said in a while, so I'll say this out loud, but my brand is called Beyond Basic. And the guides, my team, gave me this name in October 2021 on a walk. They're like, this is your branding. And I use my name, but that is my branding, because that is what I do. I connect the dots behind the scenes for myself, for my clients, for my husband, and it's beyond basic. It's beyond the basic stuff that you get everywhere. So anyhow, so on that note, like, I've had to embrace my brilliance and my power and go first. And you go first in the embodiment, and really trusting and believing and knowing and showing up consistently over time. And then the universe catches up to you, right? Then the universe brings you the perfect clients that are ready to step into that power too. And that's why I say on my website, I'm not for everyone, because not everyone's going to get that. It's just not everyone's going to get that, because that is next level. Not everyone's going to get that, right? So really, like, that's been my journey this year, and that's what I'm like super excited about. So when I look at, for me, 2023 and go, okay, I'm not, at this like mega success that I have as my future goal, as where I see, like, I can visualize, I can completely see myself, like, where I'm going. I'm not there yet, but that's the journey. But I've set the foundation, and the foundation is actually like internal. Like, you have to be like internally there without a fucking waver, no wobble. You're there. And then showing up again as that person consistently online and meetings, all the things. And then things start to happen. So you have to really realize this. And I know this. And I can't spell. It's so funny. K-N-O-W. It's so funny. It's fucking tattooed on my wrist. And that was not my idea either. That's a whole other story. But, sorry. Like, you have to know this. And you can't waver on it. And I know this is where I'm going, because that's how I built my sales business. That is how I built my sales business, which I wrote about in my book, Life and Love Lessons. I wrote about that in my book. And when you know where you're going, the other thing is you can let go of the distractions. And that was another thing that has been really big for me this year in 2023, is really editing things from my consumption, whether it's people, knowing if a person's an energy vampire, because yes, there are energy vampires, or a person's just a taker, which I consider two different things. A taker is someone that takes from you. They take your energy, but you still may like them. An energy vampire, you just have to fucking like cut them out of your life. I'm sorry, you just have to cut them out. And I've had a lot of that actually surface in the past couple weeks. And I've just gotten smarter about it. I'm like, nope, you're a taker. Nope, you're an energy vampire. and really, moving from those people. So that's a big thing, moving from coaching programs that I was in. If you listen to past episodes, often I would refer to things like that, really cutting those out and really shifting for what I consume every day and how much space that takes up in my brain. So us humans, we think of the how, right? Like, how did you do that? And, a lot of coaching programs, let's say I'll have you like map out your day, like hour by hour, do time blocking. And I don't disagree with that, honestly. I do that in some semblance. But what I've learned is I'll just set like this parameter and be like, okay, I'm going to be done with everything by 3. And magically, I'm just done with everything by 3. I say it internally and it just happens. It just happens. It's crazy. I show it all the time to my husband. I'm like, I said that I'd be home from Miami by 2 and I pulled in at 1:59 into the driveway. And he's like, that's crazy. And I get everything done. It's just this magical way of like living and being. And so I also embody that with just the space in my brain and in what I'm consuming. So if you look at it from like a 3D level, like, what are you reading? What are you scrolling? What are you watching? And why are you doing that? And how does it make you feel? Because distractions can be good or distractions can be not so good, right? A distraction could trigger you and really upset you, or you could take on someone's energy. Like reading sad posts on LinkedIn just blows my mind. There are some coaches, I've actually unfollowed someone yesterday. I'm like, I don't want to hear your sad story on LinkedIn. Like, what? It's just, no. So, like, think about that. Like, who are you following? Are they inspiring you? Are they motivating you? Are they giving you a great tip or idea? Are they making you laugh? I think that's actually one of the most important things. That's why I'm going to keep in my little flub about the no, because we need to laugh more. We really need to laugh more. And this message has been coming through to me for a long time. And Christina Rice, with her program, she's talking about it more. And I do believe it's really important to laugh more. Laugh at our content. Laugh at mistakes. If you're on social media and you get sucked into reels, which happens to me once in a while, like I want to find the things that are going to make me laugh. That's my goal. Like if you're not making me laugh, if you're talking about politics, if you're something that's negative, if you're something that's making me sad, like you're out. Like, no, like all my content on my reels has to be making me laugh. Like it just has to make me laugh. So think about that. Think about the space in terms of the space in your brain and how much time things are taking in terms of your attention. Your attention is your currency. Like, I think that's a marketing slogan or something out there, but it truly is. Your attention is your currency. So if you're spending your attention on shit that doesn't make you feel good and isn't moving you forward and isn't in alignment with your goals, like, what are you doing? And I spent a lot of time, quote unquote, working on that this year. Editing the coaching groups, editing the Facebook Lives, managing the amount of time I spend on platforms, getting rid of even thinking that I need to be doing more in terms of social media and trying to like be on TikTok. That was like one of my podcast episodes. Like, I'm going to try and be on TikTok. No, that doesn't work. Even YouTube Shorts, I think I mentioned about a couple weeks ago or so. And Ryan and I actually got into it on this because he's having great success with YouTube Shorts. I tried it a little bit and I was like, you know what? My audience, I really don't believe my audience is watching YouTube Shorts. Like, I just don't. I don't like them. Why bother? I think this is stupid. I get like this little nugget. It means nothing. There's no context. There's no story. Like, what? No, if I'm going to listen to someone's podcast or watch someone's YouTube video, like, I want to like focus and learn from it and listen to it. So I'm not doing the shorts anymore. So we had a little like tete-a-tete about that. But anyhow, I held my ground. I was like, you go, you be you do your YouTube short thing. I'm like out, like I'm focusing on shorter videos, but they're going to be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. They're going to be whatever I have to say, and that's it. I'm not trying to make it into 30 seconds. It's silly, waste of time. So anyhow, so I really want this message to drive this home. Like, start the process now. Like, manifesting is something that happens all the time. Like, start it now. Like, get a little nervous that 2024 is around the corner. Like, have that be like the fire under your ass, right? And put that long-term vision out there. That's why it's like 2024 and beyond, because things don't happen overnight. If you're going to pivot your business, you need to start now. If you're going to start something new, you need to start now. Like, the amount of coaching clients and even just one-on-one calls I have with other coaches to get to know them, like, the journey, if I could just really hammer that home to some of these people I talk to, is like, the journey is going to take you time. But if you look at how much time you have left in your life, like, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. And when I think about where I was in November 2020, which is when I started working with a different one-on-one mentor, to where I am now, and it's only been 3 years. 3 years is nothing. Ryan and I have lived in the Keys for 14 years, which is still just a snapshot of my life, and I'm 52. Like when you think about that, like, you really have to get started now. Like, get started now. Like, stop the hesitation. Stop thinking like, well, this and that. I had a discovery call on Zoom a couple weeks ago, and I could tell she was just still hesitating. And I was like, why are you hesitating? Whether we work together or not, it doesn't matter. Like, why are you hesitating is really the big thing. So seeing the big picture, seeing that you have to really like embody it and get behind it first, and understanding that piece of the journey, and then the universe catches up, and then other things fall in line. Like, these are pieces of the journey. And if you are someone like me who has done that, like, has created a sales business out of nothing, who has created a sport fishing business out of nothing, like, from scratch, nothing, no money, nothing. Like, I see the journey because I did it. I know it takes, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. I don't like to worry about time, so you can collapse time, but these are the things, and you have to start now, because why are you going to wait? Like, you're just going to prolong it. It doesn't matter. Like, just go, start now. So anyhow, so I hope this lands. This was kind of a rant. I didn't prepare any notes except for what I kind of dropped in my newsletter, and the title came to me as I sat down at GarageBand. And GarageBand is the platform that I speak into on my husband's Apple. So anyhow, but laugh more. Do that too, as I'm laughing. As I'm ending this podcast, I'm laughing, I'm chuckling, and I'm going to go have an amazing day, and this will launch tomorrow on Sunday. So I hope you have a beautiful Sunday if you're listening to it right away, or a beautiful week. And I would love to hear from you. So connect, check out my website, melindavanfleet.com. I am most active on LinkedIn and Instagram. So if you're interested in connecting on those two platforms, feel free. And until next time.